Ethan was known as a bright student. His teachers often praised his marks, and from the outside, his life looked perfectly fine. But inside his mind, a quiet storm never stopped. Every night as he lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, the same questions repeated again and again. How can I become the best version of myself? How do I truly succeed in life? Will I ever do something meaningful, something that really matters? The more Ethan thought about these questions, the heavier his heart became. Day by day, the joy slowly disappeared from his life. He stopped meeting his friends. He stopped laughing at jokes he once loved. Most days, he just sat quietly at home, lost in his thoughts, doubting his own worth. His grandfather noticed the change immediately. One calm afternoon, while sitting in the garden under the warm sunlight, his grandfather gently called him closer. Birds chirped softly and the breeze moved through the trees, but Ethan's mind was still crowded with worry. "Ethan," his grandfather said kindly, "you've been so quiet lately. Tell me, what is troubling you so much?" Ethan hesitated. Then the words poured out. "Grandpa, everyone says I must become successful, that I must be the best, but I don't know what that really means. I study, I try, yet I still feel empty. I don't understand which path will actually make me a good person." His grandfather listened patiently without interrupting. Gentle smile appeared on his face, not the smile of someone who had all the answers, but of someone who had once asked the same questions. Slowly, he reached for something simple lying on the table beside him, a pencil, holding it between his fingers. He looked at Ethan and said softly, "My child, this simple pencil carries lessons that many people search their whole lives to understand." Ethan looked at the pencil, confused and curious at the same time. "A pencil?" he asked. "How can something so ordinary teach me about life?" His grandfather's smile deepened. "Because sometimes," he said, "the greatest wisdom hides inside the simplest things." And with that, Ethan leaned closer, unaware that this ordinary pencil was about to change the way he looked at himself, his doubts, and his entire future. The old man slowly rolled the pencil between his fingers, then placed it gently in Ethan's hand. "Look closely," Grandpa said. "This pencil carries lessons most people ignore." Ethan stared at it, still confused but listening carefully. "First," Grandpa continued, "a pencil cannot write on its own. It needs a hand to guide it. In the same way, no one succeeds alone. Even the strongest minds need guidance from parents, teachers, mentors, or even friends. Asking for help is not weakness. It is wisdom." Ethan felt those words settle deep inside him. He had always thought being strong meant handling everything alone, Grandpa then picked up a sharpener. Slowly, he sharpened the pencil. The sound was harsh. The pencil became smaller. "The second lesson," he said calmly, "is that sharpening hurts. Life will hurt you too. You will face failures, criticism, and hard moments. But just like this pencil, those painful moments make you sharper, clearer, and more useful if you don't give up." Ethan lowered his eyes. He thought about the pressure he felt, the fear of not being good enough. Maybe those struggles weren't destroying him. Maybe they were shaping him. Grandpa smiled and took an eraser. He rubbed away a wrong line drawn on paper. "The third lesson," he said, "is mistakes can be erased. You will fail. You will choose wrong paths sometimes, but mistakes are not the end of your story. They are lessons. Learn from them, correct them, and move forward." Ethan felt his chest grow lighter. For the first time, failure didn't feel like a life sentence. It felt like a teacher. Grandpa paused, looking at Ethan with calm, knowing eyes. "These lessons are simple," he said, "but they are powerful. Most people never learn them, and they spend their lives doubting their worth." Ethan held the pencil tighter now. No longer just wood and lead, but something meaningful, and he listened, ready for the final lessons that would change the way he saw himself forever. Ethan stayed silent for a long moment, holding the pencil gently in his fingers. It felt ordinary, light, simple, yet somehow heavier with meaning than anything he had held before. The garden was quiet. Leaves rustled softly in the evening breeze. Then slowly, a calm smile appeared on Ethan's face, the kind that comes not from excitement, but from understanding. "So to become the best," Ethan said thoughtfully, "I don't need to be famous or perfect. I just need to keep learning, accept guidance, stay strong through pain, correct my mistakes, and focus on what's inside me." Grandpa nodded with pride. "Exactly, my boy. The world will always tell you to shine on the outside, but real greatness is built quietly, from the inside. From that day on, something changed in Ethan. He still studied hard, but the worry no longer controlled him. When he failed, he corrected himself instead of blaming himself. When life felt painful, he remembered the sharpening of the pencil. When people judged him by appearances, he focused on his inner values. And wherever he went, with friends, family, or strangers, he tried to leave a positive mark. Years later, Ethan would often look back at that simple afternoon in the garden, not because of success, trophies, or praise, but because that was the day he stopped doubting his worth. And maybe that's the lesson for all of us. You don't need to become someone else to be the best version of yourself. You don't need outer shine to prove your value. Like a pencil, your true power lies within. So stop doubting your worth. Walk your path with patience. Grow through challenges and leave the world a little better than you found it. Because sometimes, the smallest things teach the biggest lessons.